We're here with Steve LaMothe from Elevate Realty Group with Keller Williams. Steve, always great to talk. How are you?
Good morning. Hey guys, how are you?
Good. So a lot of interesting / scary headlines about the economy in general and real estate these days. What is the state of the real estate market, especially in this area?
We've seen definitely a shift in the market. So the best way to explain this is during 2021, we were going 287 miles an hour, unlike any other time in history. Now we're going like 100, right? So it's important to understand if we're comparing against last year when rates were at literally historic lows we'll probably never see again, we're going to be disappointed, right? And there's a lot of headlines out there. Remember, headlines are designed to create clicks and money, but the raw data says the market's slowing down for sure. There's a lot more price reductions. There's a lot more homes for sale. But I like to explain, we were going 280 like in a race car race. Now we're going a mediocre 100 miles an hour, but we're definitely going faster than we were in 2019, right? So if we compare to like before COVID, we're looking really good. If we compare to the last 2 years, not so much.
Okay, so it makes more sense, I suppose, to look at it pre-COVID, right?
Yes, we've gone away from the fast-moving market of the last 2 years, but the benefit is our equity has not changed, and that's what I keep reminding sellers is, if you're looking to sell your home today, yes, we're not going to get a stack of offers, but the benefit of the last 2 years is our net worth or our net equity, the amount of money we have in our home, has increased like 30 or 40% in the Sacramento region, and that is all still there, right? So we're not giving any of that back, but it's going to take longer to sell your home. You're going to have to get in a better condition, and you're going to need to compete against other homes that we did not have for basically a year and a half.
What are average times on the market these days?
The average days on market in the Sacramento region, if we take all three counties, is roughly 18, 19 days, right? The market
That's
before
nothing
COVID,
historically.
I hear the headlines, right? And I get calls from buyers and sellers right now. It's creating inaction. Everyone's frozen, right? But if we really look at the real data, it takes 2 to 4 weeks to sell a home, which historically is a fantastic seller's market. Now it's trending in the direction of things are slowing down, buyers are being pickier, but 18 days, I mean, come on, we can sell a home in 2 weeks.
Man, 18, 19 days, I'd be very happy with that.
Absolutely, right? I mean, 2016 through 2019, it was quite common, 30, 60 days. And you're trying to adjust price to get the right price to attract a buyer, right? So we're kind of going through what I would call a transition. We're transitioning into figuring out what the market is supposed to be. And I think the general economy is going through this right now too. We went through COVID. There was all this free money out there. There was very cheap money. So it was very cheap to buy a home, right? Even though prices were rapidly increasing, if we compare the monthly mortgage payment last year to this year, it's costing buyers almost 40% more per month to buy a home today. And that simple fact is that interest rates are almost double what they were last year. So if someone's considering buying, selling to buy another home or buying another home, I would urge them, the Fed met in Jackson Hole today, right? It's a safe bet that 30-year fixed interest rates will be higher next year, right? So if I told people to wait last year and they didn't buy and they bought this year, I would have been costing them tens of thousands of dollars over the long run, right? So as a fiduciary, I would say, if you have the money, if you have the need, and you want to buy a home, it's pretty safe to do so. Even if prices came down 10%, it's going to cost you tremendously more if rates go up 1%.
That's an excellent point.
Another thing you said that caught my ear, Steve, was that it's more important to have the house really sharp and more or less move-in condition. Tell us about that if you're selling.
Absolutely. And I would say, I would liken it to this. Like last year, there was really no inventory, and that was the main driver of why prices and multiple offers and all of that. Well, today there's 40% more homes available, right? So when you go to list your house, there might be 5 or 6 other options of similar kind of homes for the buyer. So it's really important, if you want to get the best price possible in the shortest period of time, the house needs to be the best of those homes, right? And that's very normal. Again, this is not different than before COVID, right? We're just starting to see inventory normalize. So our concierge program, where we can help customers renovate up front and then pay at closing, and we'll manage that whole process for them, is really paying off for our customers, who I would say 80 to 90% of our customers are allowing us to do some form of repair or renovation to help offload that work from them. And it doesn't really cost them any extra money. So getting the house in the best condition possible, it's just like selling a car. You want to get it detailed, you want to get it looking good to maximize what it sells for. Same thing applies in real estate. It's just even more important today because there's more options available in the marketplace.
I stay up on this stuff as much as the average person, I think. I've learned a couple of important things just in this conversation with you. So it'd be a good idea for people to give you a call.
One more question, if I may. We also talk about the trade-in program. How big a factor is having a cash offer these days? Has that declined at all? How often do you see that?
That's actually a great question. And in full transparency, the cash offer program and the trade-in program were spun out of, like, we literally couldn't buy a home if we had any contingencies and weren't cash. The value of having a cash offer in today's market is not, we can actually get offers accepted. The value of having a cash offer today is providing certainty for the seller and getting a better deal, right? Because as we see the market change and as homes price reduce and they take longer to sell, sellers just want to make sure I'm selling and I could get out of the market as fast as I can, right? So we have seen a lot of leverage with our cash offer program if you're just buying, or our trade-in program if you need to sell a home to buy another one. I would definitely add, I think that our trade-in program will always have tremendous value. As you guys have said on your commercials, trying to sell a home in time buying another home is just tremendously difficult. We can do it. We definitely can, but our trade-in program eliminates all of the stress and worry around that. And the whole process starts when we find the perfect home in the perfect location. And that process starts whenever that comes up. I mean, literally, you can call us and 48 hours later be buying your next home, and a month later have your home on the market after you've moved. It really is totally changing how, if you already own a home, how we transition to the next home. And we're really, really proud of that.
And these are some weird times we're living in, aren't they?
I'm 36 years old, right? I haven't had the benefit of going through life and living through these cycles. I would say nothing makes sense right now to me. Nothing makes sense at all. And but what I can say, and I'm an advocate for this, real estate ownership is the path to wealth. 90% of millionaires house a majority of their net worth in real estate. And I'm an advocate for first-time home buyers. And this is the market for them, right? First-time home buyers can actually come back and buy homes. It's not all cash and heavy down payments. So if you're a first-time home buyer, this is your time to lock in a low rate in the 4s or low 5s. That's insane compared to the national averages. But I'm a huge proponent of building wealth through real estate. Even after you own your first primary, I think you should buy a rental property for each child you have as soon as you have a child, and you can start building up that equity. When they turn 18, you could pay for college, not looking for a handout for your kids where they get their college paid off, right? Do it yourself. Build wealth through real estate. Use the tax benefits to your advantage. It's a tremendous asset. And I'm really passionate about that. And I think more people lose sight of that. They just look at it, this is where I live. But honestly, that forced savings and that equity buildup is changing lives in the middle class.
Well, as I just said, man, I've learned a lot just from this little conversation. If people want to talk to you more or have other questions, how do they get a hold of you?
They can call us at 916-436-SELL, really easy. Or we give a ton of free information on wealth building and all of our programs at www.homesbyelevate.com.